Happy Saturday, my brothers and sisters, my Second Amendment supporting patriots across this amazing nation. We have got to talk about something this morning because CNN is letting the cat out of the bag a little bit around why the Hunter Biden thing is so important. Because the gun control all stems from his father, and Hunter Biden is going to be the linchpin that undermines his re-electoral bid. This is a really big deal, and even CNN is saying it out loud, and some mysterious aides at the White House. Everything that we're about to cover is linked in the description box below. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one, because this is a bigger deal than a lot of people will let on. So with that said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Distributing freedom twice daily is what we aim to do, and passing the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. And that is why we're about to focus on what we're about to walk through. All right, so my brothers and sisters, check out this article. Hunter Biden is a sensitive topic that advisors rarely broach with the president. Now, this article came out late Thursday. Okay, so if you've been following this channel for the past 2 weeks, we've been doing a couple more videos than normal on the Hunter Biden story, mostly because it started with a gun felony, essentially, that was used as a way to get full immunity across the board. Judge said no. We've covered all the nuance of that. But the reason that this is so big is because this can undermine gun control through preventing Joe Biden from getting reelected, or at very least cause a complication for the Democrats to seize more power, which therefore allows them more gun control attempts in the future. Everything is oriented towards that future because right now they've been relegated to the executive bureaucracy and they've been wielding it pretty violently, well, not violently, pretty efficiently and brutally. But if they get legislatively, that's a totally different animal, and that's why this is so important. Now, let me show you how they're genuinely afraid of this, because this is the end game, right? Long among the most sensitive subjects inside the West Wing, Hunter Biden's legal saga now appears destined to play out amid his father's bid for re-election, frustrating the president, but so far causing little real concern among his advisors. The entire trial with his son is going to play out in his re-election timeframe. Those two things are going to be heading in the same direction at the same time. Now, that's a bit awkward since a big part of that is a gun felony, and his father is all about taking gun rights away from American citizens because they can't be trusted. A little bit of a juxtaposition there, which undermines the Biden position. That's the entire point. That's why this is so massive. That's why Republicans won't let it go. It's not about, is Hunter Biden going to jail? Don't care. He should. But honestly, at the end of the day, I don't care. What I care about is the Second Amendment being protected through the undermining of the President of the United States in his goals for the Second Amendment to be whittled down. That's what Hunter Biden is providing. Let's continue, because that's where it's going to go. Even some of Biden's allies acknowledge that they threaten to complicate or erode the moral high ground the president asserts as he seeks re-election. That whole thing that Biden likes to do of Lunchbox Joe and Palebox Joe and everybody's friend, we've all got a dinner table that we got to deal issues with, the moral high ground, the greater America, all that crap that he lied about. That's the entire point. When you say that and you've got your son right here under trial while your election's going on, it makes it a bit difficult, and it undermines the, what do they say, moral high ground the president's going to try to convey. Hunter Biden, of course, is not himself running for president, and the White House has taken pains to avoid interference in the case. All points of contrast with the president's most likely Republican rival. Thanks, CNN, for that cover. Anyway, let's continue. As multiple Biden advisors conceded privately this week, there are whispers, privately, special counsels have a history of uncovering information they hadn't set out initially to discover. Oh, let's set that up for a second. So a special counsel diving into Hunter Biden could undermine and have a habit of overturning information they weren't looking for. So like you start turning over rocks and then all of a sudden you see something that you have to report in an election year. Yeah, you guys seeing why this is so important? That's why the meat of this is so huge. Anyway, let's keep going. The fact that it's also a delicate family matter, people close to Biden say, is creating a level of personal angst unlike any other challenge for the president. That's because it has the potential to undermine his next presidential bid and the Democrats with it. If this continues and Biden drags the entire Democratic ticket down, you've got a chance to not only wipe out all the executive orders with new executive heads of the bureaucracies, but you also have the ability to push back and take legislative action against the gun control that has happened. It's possible, and that's why this is so huge. Yet Biden's advisors also concede the topic is mostly verboten with the president, raising the prospect of a critical blind spot heading into a bruising campaign where nothing will be off limits with the Republican rivals. 2024 again. You can see that none of the conversation that I'm showing you from a CNN article is about the impact on Biden and how crucial it is for his family to be put back together. No. They're talking about the 2024 election in multiple different ways, through multiple aides and multiple private conversations. That's why this is so huge. Hunter Biden is not a topic of discussion in campaign meetings, a senior aide said, speaking on condition of anonymity. Giving the sensitivity of the subject, it's just not addressed. Well, in politics, if you just can't address an issue that's going to be a problem, that's going to be brought up by your opponents, you're going to have a problem, and that's what they mean by a blind spot. If no one's allowed to talk to you on your team about your potential problems, and you can't get in front of those problems, and your Republican rivals are going to use it against you, these debates are going to be awesome. The entire campaign is going to be awesome because it's going to be about Hunter Biden and his gun felonies and his tax misdemeanors and all of his nefarious activities, of which Biden is indirectly tied to his father. That's why they are covering these types of things. But let's continue. For the president himself, the decision to name a special counsel amounted to another page in a chapter he would like to close. Even as the president and the first lady try to move on from the dark period surrounding their son's addiction, Republicans and now the Justice Department are extending the scrutiny into an indeterminable future, election season. Just 2 weeks ago, the couple had hoped Hunter Biden's expected plea deal would be a moment to admit mistakes and move on. One person familiar with the president's thinking had said, that's exactly the plea deal was there to cover everything up so they can move forward politically. It didn't work out that way, and now it's going to be a problem. But that plea deal fell apart, and the special counsel appointment moves the legal issues into a new phase, including potentially a trial. Again, a trial during his father's election campaign. And this part I'm about to show you is from David Axelrod. David Axelrod is the guy responsible for getting Obama elected. He is a main strategist in the Democratic Party. Check out what he's saying right here. They need to have a countervailing argument. Their countervailing argument is, two standards of justice. They're not indicting Hunter Biden, he said. And they're beating the horse to death, even though they failed to make the connection between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden in the way that they allege. So I think that anything that extends the Hunter Biden case into the election year is not welcome news for Joe Biden. That is a key Democratic strategist saying openly, the further the Hunter Biden thing exists at the exact same time that Joe Biden's running for an election, it's not welcome news. All of these things are showing you where the mindset is. This is a bigger deal than just a gun charge or a tax charge. This is how we maintain our Second Amendment rights through defeating Joe Biden, utilizing his son's trial while we go forward in the election campaign. This is going to be a humdinger. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.